Hey everybody, it's Garen Cohn with American Warrior Radio. We really appreciate you visiting today because we've got a special guest. This man, we're blessed. We're privileged to have him again on American Warrior Radio. Kris, otherwise known as Tanto Paronto. How you doing, Kris?
Good, good. What's going on, buddy? Everything's
it's
everything's
always good
peachy,
to,
bud.
it's always good to talk to you. And
Yeah.
on our last episode with you, you described a whole lot of your military background and your contracting and the ups and downs you had within the military, but you came out on the other end and you've got so many things going on now. But for the sake of our viewership, quick little bio on yourself.
U.S. Army. I served with Second Ranger Battalion, and then I was with the Colorado National Guard with 5th Battalion, 19th Special Forces Group. I was medically discharged in 2003 for having a severe. I have Crohn's disease, so and I had a severe bout with that. But God blessed me and opened up another door, and Blackwater Security Contracting came calling in 2003. And I started contracting, and for the next 10, 11 years, actually, I even did some contracts up until 2017. I spent all my time with the government service, either with the agency, with the CIA, or the US State Department, or private US groups, to include anti-piracy groups, just doing contracting. Got to work off the Gulf of Aden and work in Egypt as well. So yeah, and it seems like when all the doors were being shut, then God opened up another one. And for somebody who disrespects authority, and guys, I do. I have a problem with authority. It might have been a blessing going to that contractor route and staying within the United States Army, but I did learn a lot, and I loved, and I still love that I have a little bit of Ranger in me. Granted, not like the 20-year vet guys, but I spent enough time there to get my Ranger tab. Of course, get my 75th Second Ranger Battalion,
Sure,
75th Ranger
sure.
Patrol,
Okay, so let's
beret,
talk a little bit about that experience you had over in Benghazi, because we'll talk about what you've done since then. But recently, with the capture and potential prosecution of this dirtbag, what's your feeling on that? Whatever his name was, some
I really don't
Bakush.
have Bakush or so, who knows? Yeah, those man. Um, the capture. There were a lot of terrorists that attacked us at night, and really the main guy was Zawahiri, and he passed away. How many years ago, just from being just a bad guy. But it's good that they caught another terrorist. But what is more important to me more than anything else is that people haven't forgotten. It's not that they've caught a terrorist. It's great that they caught a bad guy, got him out of there. He was part of the attack. Um, but what really makes me happy is that people, and including our United States government with Patel and Bondi, they haven't forgotten, and they're keeping going after guys. And it shows that the HRT guys out there, that the special ops guys out there that were part of this apprehension, they're still doing their job. So that is what means a lot to me more than anything, and that people haven't forgotten and still remember what happened there. And people are still being brought to justice.
For sure. And in another segment, I want to get into how you've captured that for all eternity in some of your other projects. But how is it that this douchebag is only being tried for two murders, the ambassador and the State Department dude, but the two Navy SEALs that perished during this aren't even mentioned in the indictment? What's that do? What's that make you
You know
feel?
what? That's our U.S. government. That's the government. And as much as I do support, and I support President Trump. I do. It's government, it's bureaucracies that I have removed myself from. If you stay in it, and when I did it all, when I was in the middle of it, when I was doing a lot of media, when I was more outspoken publicly than I am today, it'll eat you up because it's just an animal that you can't control, and we try to control, and it's just not possible. So what can I control? What I can control to remember. And what you're doing right now, what we're doing is we're remembering Tyrone. We're remembering Bub, the two Navy SEALs, and Tyrone was a hero, and so was Bub. They fought and they died, and they sacrificed themselves so I could come back. So I don't want to
Tyrone
get
Woods
into
and
the stuff I
what
can't.
was his
Tyrone
name?
Woods, yes. Tyrone Woods and
Glenn
Glenn
Doherty.
Doherty. Yep, Tyrone, which call sign Roan, Glenn Doherty, call sign Bub. And that's the things I can't control. I can't control what the bureaucracy and the bureaucrats do. And to hell with them. I can't. But I can control, and what we can control is, like on this show, talking about remembering those sacrifices of those two veterans that I saw do incredible, incredible things. I'm blessed to be able to serve them, but also watched their heroism firsthand. But and lastly, to be honest with you, I would rather, if they're, to be my personal opinion, if we're going to catch terror, no, why do we need to catch? Just kill them. Just kill the terrorists. They don't need to be tried for anything. Yeah, just go out there, knock them out, come home, and that's just my feeling on that. As far as should we have court cases for them or should we not? No, hell, no, we don't need court
Well,
cases for them. The terrorist bad guy. Let's go kill him. Be done with it. Come home, and there's book closed, and continue to remember Tyrone Woods and Glenn Doherty and Ambassador Stevens and Sean Smith as well. They were there. They were patriots. Ambassador Stevens was a tremendous individual for the State Department, and that's saying a lot because State Department, at least in those days, didn't have a lot of integrity. I think they're getting it back under Rubio, but at least we can still talk about Tyrone and Glenn, and people have not forgotten those sacrifices of those two Navy SEALs and my two teammates who, again, they showed heroism firsthand. I got to see it, and I'm
yeah,
still.
and you're
blessed
entitled to
do
that
it.
opinion as to uh, how we neutralize these
How we
douchebags.
I'll say it, how we kill terrorists, and that's what we need to do. Kill the terrorists, be done with it, and let it go. And again, that's me. You have to agree with it, but that's what I feel. Let's not waste money and bring them here and put them on trial, unless maybe they have some information on things that may come out later. Who knows? So maybe that's
Good point.
And
Good point. I noticed when they were bringing him back to the United States, or to the United States, he was looked like he was out of sorts and in need of medical care. But if they
he
can
definitely did.
tweak him and do whatever they need to do to extract some more information, maybe that is a helpful thing. But again, the United States is so much better than all the other countries on the planet. This is just naturally what we would do. Go and capture him just like we did the pieces of crap down in Venezuela. Bring them here, squeeze them for any information we can get and deal with them and
No,
incarceration.
and you're right, and that's a difference mindset from an intel guy to a guy like myself. But I don't know everything either. Maybe sitting in a brief before going, and sitting in the op order or sitting in the pre-brief before going out, maybe that was what the course of action was, and that was what they were supposed to do. And if I was on that team and they said, "Hey, we need to grab this guy, we need to grab intel," of course I would do that. I'm not going to take it upon
Of course.
myself.
People, we are talking to Kris, better known as Tanto Paronto, and we're going to continue this conversation with him. Our awesome producer, John Lopez with Real Kingdom Media, which is the new facility we're working out of today, is going to develop 4 separate segments. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more of Tanto in just a minute.